Good afternoon, all you production people. Today we're going to be talking about truck pickup lists. And truck pickup lists are one of those things that I would always usually put off until the night before I needed it. Because it was just kind of a little bit of a tedious thing. It takes time to kind of assemble all the information, the vendors, the contact info, the addresses, and then kind of deciding what order you want to put it in, and then just assembling it, typing it all out. But I've developed an AI prompt that basically allows me to roughly dictate the entire pickup list the night before. I just copy it into whatever AI agent I use. I fire it off and it returns the pickup list exactly as I need to. And I paste it into my structure right here. Super simple, and it happens very, very quickly. So if you're not familiar, a truck pickup list is exactly what it sounds like. Your PA driver is going to hit a list of vendors the day before the morning of the shoot, where it's equipment rentals, expendables, crafty, permits, camera gear, just whatever needs to be on the truck before call time. Now, this isn't necessarily a complicated document by any means, but it is detail-oriented enough where if you do half-ass it, you're going to have your driver calling you at 7 a.m., asking where to pick up the truck, asking what the job info is, just a lot of things like that. So the idea is getting that prompt so that it handles all of that detail work for me and makes the truck PA as autonomous as possible. All right, so we're going to hop on over to Claude and we are going to do pickup. So if you've seen my video on creating production schedules from text messages, this workflow is going to operate in a very similar way. It'll be linked above right here and also at the end of the video if you want to take a look at that. So let me walk you through what's actually happening under the hood here, because this is where all the magic happens that makes the truck pickup list a super simple and easy process to accomplish. So first we have the output format, which basically tells it to create a tab separated artifact, which can be copied into Google Sheets, and then it gives the exact header structure that I want it to follow, and then tells it to sequentially number each vendor starting with number 1. This is a section that you can modify to fit whatever your pickup list is, just as long as the column headers match whatever your template is, it will paste into it correctly. Next is going to be the research requirements. So the first thing is that it has been told to search for complete addresses and phone numbers for any vendor where I have not provided them. And then I provide it with the specific phone number formatting as well as the street address formatting that I would like it to follow. Note, since I'm using AI, this is what actually does a lot of the online searching. So the more info you can give it, the better, but it usually is smart enough to find the exact vendor that you're looking for. Third is going to be the processing instructions and sequencing logic. So it tells it to list the vendors in the exact order I provide. But if I drop in a time restriction, like a vendor that only does pickups after a certain time, it will account for that and aim to slot it accordingly. So we have things like their opening hours. We have things like, procedural instructions, the contacts and the special notes. Those need to go into the instructions column. If I say to do a stop last or give it a specific position, it will place it accordingly. Next, I just give it a rundown of the type of vendor information that I would provide. So it's the names, the contact persons, partial or full addresses, cargo or equipment descriptions, time restrictions or opening hours, special pickup or drop off instructions. And this whole section right here is to just kind of give it a baseline of context. That way it can parse out, whatever information I choose to dictate to it and has an idea of where that information needs to go. Especially if it comes to things like notes or additional drop-off instructions, it knows to slot it in the appropriate spots. And then again, I remind it to search for any missing address or phone information to return a properly formatted pickup list that I'm ready to paste into Google Sheets. And then down here, usually it has pickup info, and then it will all be inserted here. This is actually a clipboard macro I usually put in here for TextExpander. So if I copy something, it will automatically copy that information into this snippet when I fire it. But for right now, let's just actually dictate the instructions that we want for this. Please do the hot bricks pickup first for picking up the production truck at 7 a.m. period. Then go over to Able Cine in Burbank for a filters and a matte box pickup period. The contact's name is Spencer. The order is confirmed period. Send the first AC a photo of the full pickup before leaving period. Then we have a drop-off at the Kimpton Everly Hotel in Hollywood, delivering gift baskets for David Lynch and Rosario Vega, period. Both of them are checking in later this afternoon, but client has requested that this drop-off happen before noon, just in case they get there earlier, period. Then go ahead and do a stop at JL Fisher to pick up the dolly package, period. They don't do dolly pickups until after 1 p.m., so slot that in accordingly, period. And then finally, there are 2 flexible time pickups, period. We need a craft services restock, comma, wherever is closest en route when you have available time, comma, water, comma, fruit, comma, protein bars, comma, it's a partial restock only, no full order is needed, period. And then finally, go to the print shop to pick up the location signs. Carmen, the production manager, will email you the information on those, period. Just reach out to her after you have done the JL Fisher pickup. So we've given it all the information that we know about our pickups tomorrow. It's going to parse it all out and then return a pickup list for us, and then we can kind of fill in the blanks as we need to. So let's fire the prompt. All right, it's going to search the web. It's looking up the Hot Bricks address. It's looking up the Able Cine Burbank address. It's looking up the Kimpton Everly Hotel address. All right, so it's pulled all the vendor data initially. It's great. It corrected it. I've used the correct names for the list, flagging JL Fisher. All right, drafting the pickup list. Everything is being drafted in here right now. All right, this is looking good. So we'll go up here and copy it. Let's go back over to our Google Sheets. We'll paste it in there. We actually had this leftover one right here. And there you go. This whole thing looks super solid. It's got the information for Hot Bricks, Able Cine, the Kimpton Everly, and JL Fisher. It puts everything kind of in the order that I wanted it to. And usually what I like to do is format the time slots in red for anything that is time sensitive. So we will actually copy the formatting of this up here. And then these are flexible, so they don't need to be formatted that way. But yeah, if we look over here, the instructions: first stop, pick up production truck at 7 a.m. Order confirmed, send first AC a photo of the full pickup info before leaving. And so let's see here. The only other thing I'd probably do for this is just put the first AC phone number so they know to reach out to them. Drop off gift baskets for Dave Lynch and Rosario Vega, both checking in later this afternoon. Client requests delivery before noon in case guests. Let's just make sure that this is actually enough. There we go. Arrive early, coordinate with the hotel front desk. All right, dolly pickup's not available until after 1 p.m. Okay, once again, we'll go down here. Make sure all these are appropriately sized. All right, that's all good. After pickup, contact Carmen, production manager, regarding print shop. She will email details on location signs. Again, I would put Carmen PM info in here as well. Crafty, partial restock, no full order, water, fruit, protein bars, and contact Carmen. Okay, cool. So it reiterated it. I told him to do it after the dolly pickup. So it's like, all right, cool. We'll give you that info in both the dolly and in the instructions for the print shop. But basically in the span of about 60 seconds, we were able to get a full pickup list with all the necessary info formatted the way that we need to. And the PA has pretty much everything that they need to autonomously handle the pickups tomorrow. And then they can just hit us up if, there's any changes or adjustments or, things that they need our assistance with. But as a baseline, they can operate without any hand holding from me. And another thing is that this workflow does lean very heavily on AI being able to look up all of the vendor info it doesn't already have. Most of the time, it's totally fine. Rental houses have distinct enough names where it will usually find them without issue, especially if you give it, the city that you're operating in, or, when I mentioned, this place in Burbank, or, this place in Los Angeles. But occasionally it may pull the wrong location or a phone number that's out of date. This isn't something that I've run into too much, but I am brainstorming a potential fix for that, where instead of having it search the internet for information, I was debating creating a vendor reference file that would actually live inside Claude. So it would check there first before searching anywhere else. If I do create that, I will definitely do a follow-up for that. But for now, the simple thing to do is just verify the addresses before you send it to your driver. And thankfully, I use a number of these vendors, so I know what the addresses are for the most part, and that simplifies the process. That's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for another one. I'm going to include this truck pickups and drop-offs list in a link in the description for you guys below. And I will also include the prompt that I had in here along with some additional instructions for you to be able to plug into AI if you would like to modify that prompt to fit your workflow. Thank you so much again for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next one.